Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a BloodRager build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a modded class. It's somewhat like a Barbarian and a Sorcerer combined together. So this mod was made by VahnSmash here, and we got the mean and green update, kind of Groot looking fella here. So I'll be going over the Verdant Bloodline subclass that was just added. The mod creator is looking to add a bunch of different subclasses, but what's cool about the Verdant Bloodline is we get ourselves the Oaken skins. When we go into our Blood Rage, our armor class is set to 12 plus Constitution and Dexterity modifier, which will give us a pretty high armor class. And every time that we stay still per turn, we get an increased armor class by 1. So that gets really strong really quickly. We also have our Blood Rage, which is like a normal rage, but we can spell cast in it. Unarmored defense, adding Constitution modifier to armor class, and our fast movement. Now, it says strength is our main stat, but I actually think it's best to go. We want a good amount of charisma, so we'll get our charisma up to 16 here. And dexterity is also a very important stat for us, so we'll go with dexterity at 16, constitution 14, and charisma at 16. You can also put the last point into our constitution there. Wearing the constitution amulet actually helps it a lot here, which lets you actually dump your constitution stats, so that's a really great piece of gear for this build. So you could even flatten it out like this. So I'll go over all the gear options near the end of this video, as well as show it off in combat. So this is a really fun class because it allows you to rage and also spellcast. So while blood raging, you may take advantage on saving throws against spells that you or an ally cast. Taking this reaction is no cost. Now we actually get some pretty cool effects with this class. So level 3 blood casting allows you to cast spells while blood raging, so we finally get ourselves some spells. I think that taking shield is always a good choice, so that's not a bad one. And frost fingers is pretty nice for cold damage early on. Magic missile is good too. If you can't hit a target, we'll take magic missile next level because this spell will guarantee damage, which is sometimes all you need. And for our feet, I think it's best to increase our dexterity here, which will increase our armor class, as well as increase the amount of attack damage that we're going to do, because we want to use a finesse weapon here. Now at level 5, we get ourselves an extra attack, and we get to choose another spell here from the slots provided. I think Thunderwave's nice for pushback, because you can take some enemies out that way. So we'll go with that. Now level 6, this is when we get some extra level spells. So upon entering Blood Rage, you may apply the effects of a beneficial targeted spell that you know to yourself without using an action or a bonus action. This will consume a spell slot as if you cast a spell. What's cool about this is we can take Mirror Image and give ourselves a +9 armor class while we go into a rage. So we want that. Hold Person also being a really useful spell. The nice thing about Mirror Image is it does not take a concentration. And then we get some passives, so I'll go over these briefly, which there's 3 that I like a lot. And you get to pick 3. So the savage casting here, so while blood raging, you add your constitution modifier to your spell attack and spell saving DC. You also have advantage on checks to maintain concentration. Learn Disguise Self and get advantage on deception performance checks, that's okay. Once per long rest, when you fail a saving throw while blood raging, you can roll again. Strength modifier gets added to intimidation checks. Reflective Instinct, so while blood raging, you may make an additional number of reactions per round equal to half your dexterity modifier, rounded down up to 3 per round, which is super useful because we also have this reaction here. So while blood raging, whenever a foe attempts to move away more than 5 meters from you, you can pursue them with an immediate aerial stomp. When you take this reaction, you lose 5 meters movement speed, but the free attack. And if you're rooted, use your Thorn Whip instead, which we have the rooted ability. So Step Up, Reflective Instincts, and Savage Casting are 3 that I would recommend. Take them in whatever order you prefer. At level 7, we get the Feral Instinct, adding a +3 bonus to initiative and cannot be surprised. Nice little benefit there, and we get some more level 2 spells. I think Misty Step being the most useful, but Scorching Ray can also be pretty beneficial if you want to go with that route. And at level 8, we get to take another leveled spell here, so Chromatic Orb, even Invisibility can be pretty nice to go invisible and kind of move around. Darkness can have its usefulness. Scorching Ray is probably my preference, or even Agonize or Scorcher, which is kind of nice fire damage, so we'll pick that actually. And Alert can be a good choice or improvement to our dexterity up to 20. I think dex weapons work best for this build. And then at level 9, we get Verdant Growth, so you can now absorb nutrients from recently deceased. Creatures that die within your reach of your roots are consumed, restoring health points by 10% of their maximum. If you're fully healed, you get good berries instead. And we also get Plant Growth. We also got Spike Growth as well as a spell. Plant Growth is nice for crowd control. I think it's supposed to take Lightning Bolt. And then also Haste can be pretty useful here. Fireball is good too, so you can take that obviously. And then at level 10, we get another choice in spells, so I think Haste or counter spell can be pretty okay. We get another class passive, so Reflective Instincts will give us more reactions, so we can do more damage. And then at level 11, we get to take another leveled spell, so Counterspell, Fear can be pretty good. Or if there's a previous spell from other levels that you want to take, obviously go with that. Scorching Ray can be pretty decent too if you want a fire damage option. I like Fear personally because this can be really useful. And Counterspells, obviously, it's Counterspell, so you could also take that. And we have extra reactions, so we may as well use them. Now, level 12, we do get another spell choice here, so Dragon's Breath can be okay. Water Walk, Tidal Wave, Darkness, it's again up to you. Enlarge can be pretty nice. I also like Fear. I think Fear is pretty useful. And we get our class passive, so we'll take Savage Casting here. And then for our feat, there's a few choices. We could go with a Alert perk for +5, but we already got a +3 and can't be surprised, so that's kind of redundant. So I think the best choice is actually to go with your Sentinel perk, because we have extra reactions, so we can use this to make a weapon attack. If you want to go Polearm Master and use like a Glaive Halberd or Quarterstaff, you could go that route as well, but Sentinel goes well with our extra reactions. So what this looks like in terms of gear options, we're going to be taking, I like the Helldust Gloves because this will add fire damage and spell attack and spell save DC. Mask of Soul Perception for +2 initiative and attack rolls. Cloak Protection, Evasive Shoes, Ring of Protection for increased armor class. And then going with like we got 32 armor class, which is crazy. I'm also just using this clothing here, which is not true clothing. So we'll just go and we'll apply something like the Vest of Soul Rejuvenation. You can do an unarmed strike with this, which is kind of nice. This sets our armor class to 30, which is pretty good. Yeah, whatever you got, even the Robe of the Weave can be pretty beneficial because it will also have a +2 to armor class. And we heal ourselves whenever we succeed saving throws, which we have a much more likelihood chance to succeed on. So you can go that route as well. I think this just works pretty good for us. So Baldur Alluve for our weapon is pretty nice, but I also really do like to go with the Shar Spear of the Evening if you go in the evil route, because darkness and being able to cast within darkness is actually really useful. So what this will look like, just ignore Master Chief there, in terms of combat, is I'll get out into a combat encounter here and show this off. So getting into a combat encounter now, I just applied haste to myself. So anytime you know you're getting into a fight, haste is your best friend because you can move further, you can attack, you can also get 2 actions. So we got Misty Step to get into the fight, and we also got our Blood Rage unique action here. So this allows us to rage and also spellcast. So we're gonna go into that right off the bat. And yeah, we got our spells available there, so we'll just run up, get into the fray of things, and then we got fire damage, lightning damage, or cold damage with our Frost Fingers, Lightning Bolt, or Agonizer Scorcher here. We do have 4 level spell slots. We have 4 spell slots for each level, which is nice, so I'll just go ahead here with one of these attacks, and that managed to take out both of them, crazy enough. So yeah, that was not what I was expecting. But we'll go ahead here, and then we also got things like Magic Missile, which are nice for any instances where we can't normally hit a person. We can use this. Oh, it won't actually find a path to them. That sucks. But yeah, Magic Missile is good for those instances when it can normally find someone to hit for you. So yeah, it wasn't able to find that now. I'll just apply my roots here, so we're now rooted to the ground, which is fine because this will further increase our armor class. We got a nice 34 armor class, and then we can apply our mirror image here, and this will further increase our armor class to an absurd 43 armor class. So yeah, we're not getting hit. We'll just end our turn there, and they're going to try, but they will not succeed because our AC is way too high. So we also got ourselves the ability to counter spell, and then we can also stop any type of spell from being cast, so we just stop that there, and that's pretty good. So we're in our defensive state here. We'll just wait for them to come out. Oh, he's not gonna be able to make a pass. So yeah, I'm stuck right here, which is kind of funny. I don't want to use any fire spells because that will damage me, but you can use a Magic Missile there to hit them. I guess we can go with our, I can end this, and then we can move and then attack with our Edge of Darkness. They benefit from being in darkness, so it's probably not, this is probably not the best encounter to showcase this weapon, but boom, She's immune to being blinded, which is fine. We also hit him, so that's good. And then we can also just do another attack here. So that uses our extra attack. And then we might be able to line this up good so that we can hit both of them with a lightning bolt. No, the door's in the way. Of course it is. So we'll just... Oh yeah, it's blocking both of them. I could have used a Thunder Wave to push her back, or Thorn Whip to pull them closer to me. That could have been an option we went with. But I guess, yeah, we could just go with a normal attack if we want to. Or Frost Fingers, maybe, if I step a little closer. I'll just use that, why not? Ray of Frost, and then we also got, if you have Illithid abilities, always use your Mind Blast. This is just super useful, so this should hopefully take her out. Yep, and he took damage from that too, so that was good. And then we can root ourselves again. So we're immune to the difficult terrain. He's just going to come in and attack, and that's fine. We'll just let him miss because our armor class is way too high. And then we got the ability to attack whenever he tries to run away because we got the opportunity attacks. We do have haste up, and I was going to drop Hold Person, but yeah, our armor class is still pretty high, and we can just go ahead with our normal attacks, which will probably take him out. We also got some different spells if we want to use a spell attack. So we have Thorn Whip there, so displaced him. That didn't really do much, but yeah, we'll just go with a normal attack here. You got a nice combination of spell casting and being able to also use your weapon attack, so we're pretty strong. Very high armor class, still 38 there. It's a lot of fun, so I highly recommend giving this class a shot because it combines two things that I think work really well together: the Barbarian and spellcasting. If you can get those two things to work, it's a fun class. So yeah, that is the BLOODRAGER. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a comment also with what kind of modded class build you want to see next. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.